As the European Central Bank convenes its annual retreat in the serene hillside resort of Sintra, Portugal, a storm of political uncertainty hangs ominously over the continent's financial landscape. The timing could hardly be more precarious, with the central bank poised to lower interest rates even as the aftershocks of France's seismic elections reverberate across the Eurozone. This gathering, billed as an opportunity for policymakers to ponder economic matters from an academic vantage point, finds itself inextricably entangled in the political drama unfolding in Europe's second-largest economy. The fallout from the French elections, which saw Marine Le Pen's anti-immigrant National Rally Party make significant gains, threatens to overshadow even potentially positive news on the inflation front. Despite central bankers' traditional reluctance to wade into national politics, the implications of these electoral tremors cannot be ignored. The ECB will be watching closely as it may have implications for financial markets and the transmission of monetary policy, cautioned Jens Eisenschmidt, an economist at Morgan Stanley in Frankfurt. The outcome of the French elections carries profound implications for the country's fiscal trajectory and, by extension, the broader European economy. The European Commission has already reprimanded France for running large budget deficits, and a clash with Brussels seems increasingly inevitable, regardless of which party ultimately emerges victorious. The ECB finds itself in the unenviable position of assessing the fallout in financial markets, where the spread between French and German government bond yields has already widened significantly, evoking haunting echoes of Europe's debt crisis last decade. The specter of undue market turbulence looms, prompting debates on whether policymakers should intervene by activating the ECB's transmission protection instrument, a safeguard created in 2022 to ward off such disruptions. While officials, including President Christine Lagarde, maintain that such discussions are premature, the undercurrents of uncertainty have already begun to ripple through the economic assumptions underpinning ECB policy. The central bank's current projections envision inflation sustainably hitting the 2% target toward the end of 2025 as the bloc emerges from a mild recession. However, as Sylvain Breuer, an analyst at S&P Global, cautions, political instability could definitely weaken the anticipated recovery in investment, derailing or damaging the economic healing process. Fabio Panetta, the governor of the Bank of Italy, echoed these concerns, warning that political uncertainty stemming from elections poses a risk that must be factored in alongside the fragile geopolitical landscape. It can trigger capital outflows and currency depreciations, creating upward price pressures, he warned in a recent speech. But it could also shake confidence and weaken demand, halting or even reversing the fragile recovery we have seen so far. Against this backdrop of looming uncertainty, Tuesday's inflation report from Eurostat may provide a glimmer of respite. Economists anticipate a slowdown to 2.5% from 2.6% in May, potentially bolstering hopes that this month's first cut in borrowing costs will soon be followed by more, as officials begin to sketch out a path for 1 or 2 additional rate cuts this year. Yet, as Lagarde has cautioned, there may be bumps in the road as price gains return to target, underscoring the need for agility and responsiveness to surprises. For Chief Investment Officer Claudia Panseri of UBS France, the political jitters take a back seat to the overarching economic realities. The ECB will be watching CPI more than the political issue, she asserted. Clearly, the ECB needs to cut rates. There is some recovery in the economy, but we still see that this recovery is pretty shy. As the Sintra Forum unfolds, with panel discussions dedicated to geopolitical shocks and their impact on inflation, and research papers delving into the drivers of the recent surge in prices, European productivity, and the economics of biodiversity loss, a cloud of uncertainty looms over the proceedings. The challenges facing Europe's policymakers are formidable, as they navigate the treacherous currents of political upheaval and economic fragility, each threatening to undermine the other. In this volatile climate, the ECB's role as a steadying force has never been more crucial. Its ability to steer the European economy through these turbulent waters will be put to the test, as it seeks to balance the imperatives of monetary policy with the ever-shifting sands of the political landscape. The road ahead promises to be fraught with challenges, but the central bank's commitment to stability and growth must remain unwavering, even in the face of uncertainty. As the world watches, the decisions made in the idyllic surroundings of Sintra may well echo across the continent, shaping the economic fortunes of millions. The stakes could hardly be higher, and the spotlight on Europe's financial stewards has seldom burned brighter.